Imagine a disease so devastating, it wiped out nearly half the population of an entire continent. A plague so terrifying, it reshaped societies, economies, and even the course of history. This is the story of the Black Death. Chapter 1. What was it? So, what exactly was the Black Death? It was primarily caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, a microscopic killer we now know was responsible for what was called the bubonic plague, pneumonic plague, and septicemic plague. Each type attacked the body differently, but all were equally deadly. Chapter 2. Where did it come from? The exact origin point is debated, but most historians agree the Black Death originated in Central Asia, likely in the vast steppes where marmots and other rodents carried the disease. From there, it traveled along the bustling trade routes, specifically the Silk Road. It hitched a ride on fleas, which lived on rats, which in turn were frequent, unwelcome passengers on merchant ships and caravans. Chapter 3. The Arrival in Europe, 1346 to 1347. By 1346, the plague had reached the Golden Horde and the Crimean Peninsula. The infamous siege of Kaffa in 1347 is often cited as a key moment. Mongol forces, suffering from the plague, reportedly catapulted infected corpses over the city walls into the Genoese trading post. This act of biological warfare, whether intentional or accidental, sent the plague straight into the heart of Europe. Genoese merchant ships, fleeing Kaffa, carried the plague to Sicily and then to the bustling port of Messina by late 1347. From there, it was an unstoppable march. Chapter 4. The Spread Across Europe, 1347 to 1351. The plague spread like wildfire. By 1348, it had engulfed Italy, France, Spain, and North Africa. By 1349, it reached England, Ireland, Scotland, and Scandinavia. And by 1351, Eastern Europe was reeling. The medieval world, with its dense, unsanitary cities and constant movement of people, was the perfect incubator for the disease. There was no understanding of germs, only fear and superstition. Chapter 5. Symptoms and Public Reaction. The symptoms were horrific. Victims would develop painful, swollen lymph nodes called buboes, often in the groin, armpits, or neck. These buboes would turn black, hence the name Black Death. Fever, chills, vomiting, and delirium followed, usually leading to death within days. Panic ensued. People believed it was divine punishment or caused by bad air, miasma, or even witchcraft. Flagellants marched through towns, whipping themselves to atone for sins, while others turned to wild debauchery, believing the end was nigh. Sadly, some communities scapegoated Jewish people, leading to horrific persecutions. Chapter 6. Devastation and Death Toll. The scale of death was unprecedented. Estimates vary, but it's believed that between 75 and 200 million people died worldwide. In Europe alone, 30% to 50% of the population perished, roughly 25 to 50 million people in just a few short years. Entire villages were wiped out. Fields lay fallow. Cities became ghost towns. The sheer volume of death made traditional burials impossible. Mass graves became common. Chapter 7. Social and Economic Impact. The Black Death didn't just kill people, it killed the old order. The feudal system, already under strain, collapsed. With so many laborers dead, those who survived found themselves in high demand. Wages increased dramatically, and peasants gained more freedom, eventually contributing to the decline of serfdom. Landowners struggled to find workers, leading to changes in agricultural practices. Chapter 8. Long-term consequences. Beyond the immediate impact, the Black Death had profound long-term consequences. It shook faith in the church, as prayers and rituals failed to stop the plague. This contributed to new intellectual currents and eventually the Renaissance and Reformation. It also inadvertently spurred medical advancements, as people sought new ways to understand and combat disease, laying groundwork for early public health initiatives and germ theory. It was a catalyst for monumental change. Chapter 9, Conclusion. The Black Death was more than just a plague. It was a turning point in human history. It demonstrated the fragility of life, but also the resilience of humanity. From the ashes of devastation, new societies, new economies, and new ways of thinking emerged, shaping the world we know today.